Okay, I want to say shalom to everyone. I can't be as loud. I have roommates, but I want to get into some information that struck my attention. I think I've covered this before on a video, but I thought I would just go into some more detail and, since I'm use this particular these features on Google Plus to actually show images. All right, so what I want to do is you see on the screen, okay, a particular comment that was left a few hours ago, and it struck my attention. I see stuff like this, a lot, but I just want to make some things clear on those of us that, when we come into the truth, we what we need to do is not always jump, the gun, and some of us, are very sensitive to this so-called N word, the word nigger. Okay, we get caught up in that word, not knowing the true root meaning of it, and that's what propagandized news, media, based on mainstream media wants you to do. All right, so when it says, I'm going to just read this comment here. It says, here we have another black man taking up for white women once more, hence why the black community is failing, because black males are stupid and gullible. Well, the black community has failed and crumbles already. So I take that back. So now this person, which is, I'm sure it's probably a sister, I blocked out or I redacted her name. I don't want to, uh, post, a lot of people information, but I thought I would just go into this so we can, see how we are fighting each other, not knowing that when you go into the actual word itself. See, people don't realize that when you see this video here, when it says, nigger rampage, white chick, blah, 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 you got to understand that our people are the ones that are publicizing this actual information. We're the ones that's pushing it more and fueling ourselves with a bunch of ignorant rage. It's ignorant rage for you to get into this inward thing. See, what happens is the powers that be, they push down this information so we can fall prey to it and fight each other. It's just another it's just another tactic that they use. If you want to, just like if you got a bunch of birds, you know, in a pigeon coop or whatever, you just throw one piece of bread in there, whatever, they're gonna fight for it. So it's just some information they put out there, knowing that we don't have, a lot of us don't have common sense, and we don't read and study or research anything. That's First John chapter 4. So we don't get into this information and try to learn it. We just look at the word. See, you got to look at it. You got to realize that any information that they put out for you to jump on black people, so-called black people. I know we're from, we're the children of Israel, and I'm going to get into a few terms, and I don't want to make this too long. But when they put out this type of information for us to jump on, you got to realize that they're doing it for a reason. See, the ghouls, the GHOULS that runs this world want us to fight constantly over silly terms. Okay, now it's silly the way they're using it, but I'm just going to show you on a scholarly level what nigger means. Okay, now all I'm going to do is use the scriptures. All right, now all I'm going to do is use scripture. Now, first of all, when you look up the word in the Greek, okay, so what I'm gonna do is go to the Greek. All right, for nigger, right? I have other terms here. I was doing a lot of other stuff, so let me just type this in live right now. So, all right, then I'll go back to what I have up here. NIGER, right? I don't need the caps on here. Now you see 3526 in the Greek, and it says nigger or Niger, black, right? Really pay attention to that, black, because that's the first word that it's using. Then it goes into other terms that is the way it's used. Niger, like, Niger River, a Christian, Niger. Now this is the origin under the Hellenistic Greek. that our people translated words to Christian. Now, why is it saying that? Okay, so let me just pull up some other scriptures so we can understand. All right, give me a minute here. I'm doing. I knew this was going to happen. I'm putting up other stuff here. Right. Give me a minute here. Easy research. So y'all looking at this live right now. Acts chapter 11, verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him. Let me move this redaction paper out of the way. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christian first in Antioch. Okay, so now when you see the word Christians, the disciples were called Christians. So let's go back. This is how you understand what the word nigger means. And that's the way you pronounce it, nigger or Niger. Nigger, which comes from the country bumpkins. That was those races in Texas and things of that nature. Start saying it the wrong way. Okay, nigger. That's why they say it that way. And we just transformed it. Like I said, I went through this before, but a lot of people are not paying attention. Okay, so you got the word here, a Christian, which means the disciples were called Christians first at Antioch. So now let's go to another scripture. Let's go to Acts chapter 13, right? And I thought I redacted the person's name, but I didn't. It didn't work. But oh well, too bad. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called, you see that word there, right? Nigger. It's the same way that we're using. It's the same term. It's in scripture, people. And Lucius of Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. So the disciples were called black Christians because they were Jews. That's why predominantly in West Africa, Nigeria, is a lot of Judite brothers and sisters. Of course, you have Benjamin there too. Okay, which is Benjamites are so-called Jamaicans today. So you have, of course, you have our people scattered all over the world. But they even, one of the slave boats were called SS de Judah. Okay, that's how they do it. I'm gonna go back. I don't want to go too fast. Niger. Now it means black. So let's just study this word black, right? Because we understand that Christ himself, his hair is like lamb's wool, and his feet is under fine brass that burn in the furnace. That's Revelations 1 verse 14. So let's just go into some more scripture, right? Let's go into the Hebrew. Black. Isham. Diminutive, which means it denotes to diminish. That's what diminutive means. It's diminishing. But why is it diminutive? The little man of the eye. The little man. The pupil or ball. Hence, the middle of night. These are different terms, but it's spiritual as well. Apple. You see that? Of the eye. Now, when it says the little man of the eye, the pupil, diminutive, the little man, it is actually talking about, when it comes down to it, the children of Israel were, when we first started out, we were few in number. Not the Most High didn't choose because we were the most in number, but we were the few in number. Okay, it's all spiritual. Now let's just, if you don't understand it, there's other terms here. Let's go to 2250. Right now, you tell me which person, which is 2250, is kakabubah in the Hebrew, properly bound with stripes, I'm gonna keep saying it, with stripes, a wheel or black and blue mark itself, blueness, bruise, hurt, stripe, wound. Let's go to the scripture on how you understand what color Christ is. When people want to bring out nigger and nigger, don't understand what they're talking about. Well, hey, hopefully they're tuned into this video because it's in Scripture. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 53. I'm doing all this with one hand. I have to keep the mic pretty close because I don't want to be too loud. All right, so bear with me. Isaiah 53. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant. This is the revelation of Christ. This is what Isaiah is prophesying in the latter days. And as a root out of a dry ground, he has no form or comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrow and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our grief and carried our sorrows. So we know this is talking about Christ. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten, okay, of God and afflicted. Now, mind you, I want to read Isaiah 53 first because we're in the Hebrew, and I'm going to start right there. So I'm going to keep going back because this is the way I learned. I'm sure a lot of other people learn this way. So I'm going to stop at verse 4. Okay, kabut right? Properly with stripes or black and blue mark itself. So we know that's what happens if you get beat. Blueness, bruise, hurt, stripe, wound. Okay. Yeah. There's other definitions, of course, but let's just go into the one that's based on this particular video. Now let's go to verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. Wounded for our transgression. He was bruised. Hold up. Now we just read it. This is all in the definition of bruise. Definition of black in the Hebrew. So when people want to get in, ooh, nigger word, N-word, so they getting you. They getting people. They don't want people to say the N-word because if you start studying the N-word, see all this N-word stuff start coming out when we start realizing we're the children of Israel. Okay, the N-word, yeah, whatever. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we were healed. Okay, it goes on, but I want to just pull out this right here. His stripes we were healed. So we understand it's talking about Christ. It's not talking about no other person in this particular chapter. All right, you see that verse 5, stripes we are healed. All right, here you go, with stripes, bruise, period. Okay, easy. Now there was something else that I wanted to bring out. The word black. It said in the definition, 1 minute here. Obscure. That's what I wanted to bring out. You see that there? See this? Well, and I try to tell people this is, the Hebrew and the Greek is extremely deep. All right. It goes into so much vast detail. It's so broad in definition. On a spiritual understanding, it's just beautiful because what it shows is that we are the apple of the Most High's eye, which means he set us a nation for himself above all people. This is not the boast. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. The reason why we're the apple of his eye because he gave us his commandments. Okay, so when it says black obscure, see what happens is once we broke the commandments, now something will happen to us where certain things just won't be so clear. So here we go. Obscure, what does it mean? Of meaning not clear or plain, ambiguous, vague, or uncertain. It's uncertain, not clear to the understanding how to perceive. Now this is in scripture. Look at it, verse definition 3 of language, style, speaker, not expressing the meaning clearly or plainly. You see the sight. It goes into everything that our people have went through as the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Now, what scriptures link to this definition? Now, mind you, I just went outside of scripture. Now I'm going to show you where they get it from. Isaiah 33 verse 19. Thou shalt not see a fierce people, a people of a deeper speech than thou canst perceive, a stammering tongue that thou canst not understand. So how would we understand that this is talking about us? Okay. If it's not clear, I'll go to some other precepts. Wait a minute. Psalms 83. All right. Psalms 83. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, which means they make an uprise. We don't know what tumult means. You're getting a quick little lesson of what it means. We're going to find out real quick, and I'll keep reading. A loud confusion noise, especially one caused by a large mass of people. So it's an uprise or disorder, confusion. You see that? Now, let's go back. And they that hate thee have lifted up thy head. So there's going to be some people from the other nations that's going to hate Israel. That's what it's talking about. They have taken crafty, which means strategic counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they consulted against some people, our people that are hidden. All right. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. Edom is your so-called Europeans, the evil seed that came against the tabernacles. The Ishmaelites, those are the so-called Arabs. Of Moab, those are your Jordanians. And the Hagarenes, another seed of Ishmael on the mother side. Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, which is another seed of Esau here, which is your Europeans that's mixed with angelic falling angel DNA. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right. So I just want to stop there because there's other information. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. I'm adding some other stuff. I can't do it the way I want to. Go to Psalms 137. That's what I wanted as well. I'm gonna read that from the beginning. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. All right. So this is all. I just want to show you where this is all coming from. So I don't go too quick here. Okay. Now, when it says of meaning not clear in the definition, obscure, ambiguous, vague, or uncertain, not clear of the understanding, hard to perceive, of language, style, speaker, not expressing the meaning clearly or plainly. Okay. What language? What is it talking about? How can we not perceive this nation? Right? This is why. But the rivers of Babylon, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. This remembered, we did remember at a certain point. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. Now, where do willow trees grow? Willow tree. Where do they grow? They grow in the northern hemisphere. Now, so if you don't believe me, okay, no problem. I'll put in the willows. I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna right click it, and we just gonna find out where these things grow. Okay, willows. This is how it looks. They got other stuff here. This is how the willow tree look. All right. I hope you all are following. Now, where do they grow? Willow tree. Willow trees also, right? Northern hemisphere. Okay. So we understand that when they talk about Babylon in the Bible, it is talking about America. So when people always ask, well, America is not Babylon. Well, willow trees grow. You got 400 species of this deciduous tree and shrubs found primarily on most soils in the cold and temperature regions of the northern hemisphere. All right. Period. It's not that easy. It's not that hard to understand. Sometimes it isn't. It is. It could be. It could be hard. Then you have another tree. I know I'm all over the place, but I got to go here. Babylonica. Give me a minute here. I got one hand here, so it's called Babylonica, right? Is it? You see that, right? I typed in Babylonica. Y'all looking at this, right? weeping willow. That's what I was trying to tell people before when they go, oh, well, you got willow trees in the Euphrates, but you don't have a weeping willow. They named it weeping in the northern hemisphere because of our people. Okay, that's the reason why. Europe, Asia, and those in some parts of that area, but weeping willows grow in North America. They were given to us from those areas because if you read through Wikipedia, and I did the research years ago, that they don't grow that well in their areas. It grows better in America, period. Now let's go back to the scripture. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. This is talking about our people coming from so-called Africa, okay, into the Americas. And they that wasted us required us, of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. So we wasn't in Zion. We wasn't nowhere near the river Euphrates. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Hold up now. Strange land. I'm going to go back to the scripture. Excuse me, I got other stuff here. Where's the scripture I wanted to go to? One minute. 1 minute. I know I'm all over the place. I'm doing this as I go too. So give me a minute. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna get this thing rolling. Give me a minute here. Okay, so I'll just put it in. Give me a minute. You see that? That's what I wanted. I forgot it. Isaiah 33 verse 19. Thou shalt not see a fierce people, a people of a deeper speech than thou canst perceive, of a stammering tongue that thou canst not understand. So it's talking about our people again. This is how you know that we're the children of Israel. This all stemmed off because this comment fueled me. Okay, because I know that we're the children of Israel, and when you see the word black hair and we trying to, what happens is the comment really stemmed off of this. She probably not even racist. See, the reason why I said that, and I'm laughing, is because I understand and I can see behind their actions. This is all propaganda. Okay, that's why this video made so many views. Now let me get back to the scholarly information that you all probably didn't know. The ones of you that follow my channel that may not understand that we're the children of Israel. Okay, Isaiah 33 verse 19. And when I say scholarly information, it's in scripture, not me. I'm nothing. I'm just a man that's trying to make it. Thou shalt not see a fierce people, a people of a deeper speech than thou canst perceive, of a stammering tongue that thou canst not understand. So let's go to Psalms 137. All right. We hung our harps. Then I'm going to start at verse 2. We hung our harps. Matter of fact, I'm going to start back over. Verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Right. Yea, we wept. Yea, we wept. Yea, we wept. Weeping willow. Right. Is it kicking in? Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. In the midst thereof. The willows. For they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. And then our people were saying, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Like, really, how are we going to sing a song from Zion? We ain't even in Zion. Why are we going to sing our song that we're from in your land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. This is what David is speaking. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. See that? This is how you understand what nation did what. This nation here, our brother, okay? And see, a lot of people don't know when they make silly comments, they don't know that Edom is the twin of Jacob. The so-called European or white man is the twin brother of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. but his name is Edom because, of course, he had his own seed. Okay. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it. This is what they do in war and when they march. And y'all people want to march this and do that. And you're following their blood. You're following their spirit. Raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Marching don't do nothing. Okay. O daughter of Babylon. So you know that this is not ancient Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, which means during the ancient days, Babylon was taken down by the Iranians, which were Persians back then. Daughter of Babylon, once they were taken down, see, this is the spiritual stem or branch from ancient Babylon, which is America, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. So that's what's going to happen. They served us iniquity and punishment will be served to them or to her. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And you can read this in any history book. Any history book shows that our people were dashed against stones and beaten and split. I mean, all of us that read history understand that what they did through slavery, they would take two mules and tie a slave alpha male to each arm and stretch them across and split them in two in front of the people to make them a public spectacle. Okay, so that's this information here is information that's in scripture that they don't go into. They're not going to go into this information. All right, it's too deep. It's too much awakening information in here when you read the scriptures the right way. Period. Weeping willow. Now, that's what all this came from, because I didn't think I was going to get into too much of an information type deal here, but obscure, darkness. So when people want to get into this word here, black or nigger, they don't know what the heck they talking about. Okay, they have no clue. Nigger links to the children of Israel that was following Christ. Okay, a Christian back then was not following pagan customs. This Christian was following Christ and Christ only, without any attachments of customs and you know, Babylonian Talmudic customs. Okay, so hopefully you all enjoyed this lecture slash news slash lesson. I had to go into this because, like I said, this comment here was just, you know, kind of like, you know, totally off, and you know, like I said, some things fire me up. Okay, too bad. Now, and usually I'm a calm brother, you know, but you know, sometimes everyone have their days. All right, now let me stop the screen share. Give me a minute here. All right, as you all understand, when it comes down to news and information, I will be going that route better on a, you know, but I had, like I said, I had to get, you know, put this out here. Those of you that want to still help out with the Saint Support Circle, you can do that as well. You can just hit me up at judite07@gmail.com, and I can lead you exactly where you need to go. Matter of fact, I could probably do that right now. Nah, that's cool. I'll do that on another video. All right, so see you all soon with other videos. You know, news, tornadoes, just tearing up stuff in December. Thunderstorms. I mean, yeah, it's just getting cold. They doing a lot of manipulation through weather. Okay, so love you all. This is my life, and I'll be doing this for the rest of it. Shalom.